This episode is proudly brought to you by the members of the You Run Podcast Network. All shows can be found at yourunpodcast.com, so go and find your new podcast addiction today.
Mark, what do Bill Cosby and the Grabber have in common?
Oh, this is a dangerous game to be playing this early on in an episode, I'll be honest. I have no idea. What do they have in common?
Once you fall asleep, you're fucked.
It's the time to be afraid. It's Christmas time, it's time to talk about being named. And on this podcast of horror, we will spread a little fear. Watch a horror movie now and grab a beer. And then Scott mentions the actress's boobs, followed by Mark saying, come on, dude. This is the place to have fun and say a curse or two. You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review. Watch a horror, do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run God's Christmas. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run God's Christmas. You Run Podcast Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Hello.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello and welcome to the You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review. My name is Scott.
My name is Mark.
And this is officially our last episode of the year and our last recording together as well. We will not be recording now for a couple of weeks. We're having some time off.
Yay, Christmas.
It is Christmas. It's beer time. It's relax with friends and family. And when this episode goes out, Christmas is over and we're between Christmas and New Year. So this is your kind of guidance through to New Year's Eve and then on to the new year of the show where there's some changes, there's some new shit, there's some old returning shit, and things are going to be exciting and fun, and me and Mark won't be fucking wiped and drained and like coasting where we are now.
I probably will be because I'll have had 2 weeks off work with a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I'll be praying to be back to work, to be honest with you, by this point. I'm excited for the holidays and I'm excited for some time off. But at the moment, mate, I kind of feel like I need a weekend for my weekend, if that makes sense. By the time Sunday comes around, I am more wiped than whether I've done a 12-hour day on site. I'm like, these kids, man. The kids run me ragged.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I know Jack's wrestling class has just moved from a Wednesday to a Saturday. So now my routine on a Saturday morning is going to be get up, edit the show, get the show uploaded, go wake Jack up, take Jack to wrestling, sit there for 2 hours, come back, check everything's uploaded, take the kids out for the day, come back. Like my Saturdays now are absolutely ruined for the whole of 2026.
Well, I told you, this is what I've been dealing with for the past 2 years with ballet and dance class. I'm like, dude, it's horrible. Like you get to the first day off of your week after being out at like 5:30, 6 every single day and not getting home until like 5:30, 6 every single night. Your first day off of the week and you're up and you're out just as if you were going to work, and you sat there surrounded by children singing and dancing and playing. It's rough, man. Rough being an adult.
I tell you what, we could get a show sponsor and it should be Durex, because we are the best fucking advert for Durex ever. If you are new to the show, we are actually a horror movie review show. We don't just give you parental advice. We review horror movies that you pick on our Instagram page. We're at You Run Podcast. Today we're diving into a movie that has won multiple polls. So this got polled on Patreon and won. But at the time it was a tie, so we stuck it on Instagram and it won. And then on Patreon, I think Predator had won. And basically we polled it twice. And then you come up with the idea to have the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. And we polled it again and it won again. So if ever there's been a movie that has earned a spot on this show, it is The Black Phone 2, which is what we're doing today.
It won as like a new release, but we couldn't make cinema that week just of life. So it got pushed back. It just kept getting pushed back, but everyone kept asking for it. So here we are.
Yeah, we are finally here. Today we take a dive into The Black Phone. The way we do this is we're going to give you a brief overview of the movie. Then we're going to give you a full review. Then we're going to give you some movie facts. We're going to play a game. We've got 3-word review. We have the Heather is Hot fiasco on voicemails, which is, yeah, that's something.
I still don't know what I did in this situation, I'll be honest.
Do not ever refer to anyone as being hot and sexy on the show again, because we have about 1 billion voicemails because of it.
Ah, yeah, I do remember now.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to it when we get to it. The Black Phone follows the story of Finney and his sister, I forget her name, as they go to summer camp to try and find the grabber again for some unknown reason. The grabber emerges. He's now supernatural and cool and has completely ripped off Mr. Freddy Krueger.
No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
That was Jason Blum's cry as he went, "You wouldn't sell me Nightmare on Elm Street, so fuck you guys, I'm going to make my own." I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the fact that they took it to that fully. So the first movie is very supernatural. You've got the ghosts on the phone chatting to Finney, and they all guide him through, and he kills the grabber. And you and me spoke about it going, how the fuck can they sequel this? Like, there's no way they can. And like instantly, the grabber's now supernatural and it's him on the phone. As soon as I realized that the grabber was on the other end of the phone instead of the kids, I was like, I literally, have you seen that meme where like he just goes cinema? That's what I done. I was like, fucking cinema. I'm in. The grabber's calling from hell. Brilliant.
Yeah. I saw the trailer and I thought, fuck, yeah, that's awesome. Like when it was announced, I'd get the biggest eye roll you can imagine. I was like, oh my God, talk about milking the cash cow. But yeah, as soon as I saw that first trailer when it was released, I was like, "Yep, cool. I'm in. That looks fucking incredible, and it's justifiable." You know, you can't. I saw a lot of people complaining, saying, "Oh yeah, how does that work? He's supernatural." I'm like, dude, did you not watch the first movie? like, don't tell me this isn't a possibility within this universe.
Not only that, the grabber acknowledges in the first movie that he's aware that there's supernatural shit coming through the phone. He knows. Like he's like, yeah, don't listen to those people on the phone. Like, they're ghosts. They'll fuck you up. And like, I really like the fact that he's calling from hell, and there's loads of nods to Dante's Inferno in here, which we'll get to in facts. Like, it's just a really fucking cool concept. And I also like the fact that they've done some really cool things, like the dad. The dad in the first one's the biggest alcoholic loser ever. And in this one, showing that he's kind of recovered, but he's still battling with that. I really enjoyed that as well. I kind of want to start with the build-up. It's too long, would you say?
This is one of my biggest issues with this movie. Like, there's a lot that I really enjoy here, but I just think they really missed the mark with the setup. Not only moving Finn away from being the main focus of the story and focusing more upon his sister this time around was a missed opportunity entirely. You do have glimpses of moments of Finn struggling with the trauma that he endured within the first film, but I don't feel like it was enough focus on that kind of situation. Like, you could have had a really, really in-depth sort of look into trauma around his character and him dealing with the situation he had to endure. But instead they decide to focus on his sister. And in all honesty, I don't think she's a very good actress. Like, she was really, really weak within the first 20 minutes of this movie. And I was like, oh my God, she is terrible. And then I realized she was going to be the focus of the movie. And I was like, oh, this is bad. I mean, she does get better. Do you know what it is? I think once they arrive at Camp Crystal Lake in the snow, the movie's fantastic. The movie is absolutely fantastic when it gets there. But everything prior to that, I could cut it and I wouldn't care. I would quite easily just start opening credits. They arrive at Crystal Lake, and I would pick up the pieces and still be able to watch this movie and know exactly what was going on.
Yeah, I think where it lost me was like where they're fucking around, they're going to the library and they find the leaflet about the camp, and like it's
so unnecessary, man.
It's the whole Scooby-Doo-esque of the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like.
But again, like, they also do this really annoying thing within the first half of the movie. So the movie's filmed within two perspectives. You've got like your nightmare perspective and you've got your real world perspective. And the two of them are filmed in different cinematic styles. You've got your standardized cinema style, which is just the real world. And then when I think it's Casey, I think she's called. I might be massively wrong on that. The sister falls asleep. You go into like a 35mm, almost like not Insidious, Sinister style.
Sinister, yeah.
Yeah, you know, Nod to Ethan Hawke and all that. You have the Sinister style sort of B-roll stuff going on. And they use that technique very early on in the movie without establishing lore. And it's very fucking weird, man. And that was half the issue I had with the opening segment, is it just spent so long building up this narrative, but then intertwining mishmash techniques of filming that it took me at least 50 minutes in to understand what had already happened prior. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to say this for the Black Phone. I'm going to say it now. This on a rewatch is going to be a hell of a lot more of an enjoyable experience for me than what it was trying to navigate it the first time around. Now I understand a lot of the things they were trying to set up in the beginning. On a rewatch, I think I would enjoy it a hell of a lot more. But the fact that it was so confusing for me to work those things out until we got the reveals later on in the movie just made the first 45, 50 minutes infuriating to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it is the best Nightmare on Elm Street movie we've had since the third one, since Dream Warriors. This is the best Nightmare on Elm Street movie since Dream Warriors. Like
New Nightmare's better.
Yeah, true. But if you removed the grabber and stuck in Freddy Krueger, like you could literally make that one switch and this film still works in every aspect. Every single aspect of it works because they literally took the premise of A Nightmare on Elm Street and went, let's do it with the grabber. That works.
Yeah.
I don't hate it for it because they've done it really well. But it is.
I think there's enough homages to it. Do you know what I mean? I think they did it tastefully enough where even though it's very clear that they're utilizing the lore of A Nightmare on Elm Street, with some of the kills and stuff throughout the movie, it's very clear they're like, look, this is based on inspiration from what they did. Like the one where he throws her up in the ceiling and stuff like that. That when he does a spinny one in the bed with a sister.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. And all the blood goes. Psst.
Yeah, amazing. And that's very clearly like, oh, well, they did that one where they threw on the ceiling and it all gushes out. What about if we span her while she was bleeding out like that? You know, and you can see a lot of the inspiration they've drawn and the homages they're paying. And I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a ripoff in any stretch. I would say this is very tastefully and respectfully done to the Nightmare franchise.
Yeah, I think one of the things I really like is when the sister's in the dream world and being attacked by the grabber, and you see it through her eyes of the grabber coming for her and like grabbing hold of her and fucking slamming her against the wall. And then it cuts from that like Super 8 grainy cut to the real world. And you see everyone going, like watching her just like flail around the room with no one there. Like that, I thought was really, really cool. I think they do a lot right in this. Character-wise, I love Finney. I think Finney's a great character. I really like his sister as well. I think the fact that they could have ended this movie in a different... So she is far more powerful than the grabber in the dream world. And she establishes that fairly early on in their confrontations. Yeah. Like, you could have removed Finney from the equation, just had her at home, battling the grabber in the evenings, and I'd have taken that as well. That would work for me.
But see, for me, I don't even feel like I feel like her storyline could have quite easily been Finney's.
But the problem is they didn't establish that Finney had any sort of psychic or special abilities, where they established in the first one that she does, and she has got that.
Oh, is she a character in the first one? I don't remember.
She's the one who finds him. She's the one who, through her visions, rides her bike in the Pennywise, like
yes.
So
They've the same actress.
Yeah, same actress, just older.
Oh, cool. I didn't know.
But yes, so they've established that she's got that ability, and I kind of like that they follow that through.
Do you know what I should have done? I should have watched the Black Phone 1 before I watched the sequel. Not that I haven't seen the Black Phone 1, but obviously I watched it when it came out, and I don't remember it being that in depth. But had I watched Black Phone 1 and then watched Black Phone 2, which most normal people probably did, I would have been aware of the character of the sister. I would have remembered her, and I would have been less sort of, who's this new bitch?
Did you actually sit there and go, who the fuck are you? You're not Finney.
Who the fuck? To be honest with you, when he started filling that kid in the playground and she's there like, oh, Finney, no. I was like, oh, who's the side piece? And then it was like, oh, it's his sister. I'm like, what? His sister? I didn't even know he had a sister.
When he caved that bloke's head in and then he quotes the line from the first one. You've got to, like, what is it? You've got to shed blood, because if you shed blood, you never have that problem again. They all know that you're dominant. I'm like,
yeah. See, that's one thing I actually did remember from the first movie.
Yeah, because what was the kid from the first movie? The really violent, like super cool one. Robin? Is it Robin? I'm sure it was Robin.
I think so, possibly. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can remember his name, but not the sister. And I've watched this film yesterday. That's terrible, isn't it? That shows how good. Is it Gwen? I want to say it's Gwen.
Should we just Google it now, just so we can put it to rest? Because what did you say? You said Gwen. I said
Gwen.
I said Casey. I think.
Yeah, I'm going Gwen.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Bear with. We're very professional on the show. If you're a new listener,
Madeline McGuire, Gwen. Yeah, Gwen.
Gwen. Yeah,
it's Gwen.
Well
Gwen
done.
And
Finney.
Yeah, well done, you.
Check me out. I paid attention. Ethan Hawke is incredible as the Grabber.
Yes, but again, I don't feel like he's utilised that much in this movie.
We said the same in the first one as well. Like
but I feel like he got more in the first than he did in the second.
Do you think?
I think so. Yeah, I think so, because he's so active with Finn's character, constantly in and out of the room, and the relationship with his brother and stuff like that. That I think he gets a lot more development as a character. But whereas in the sequel, he's the Freddy Krueger character. He's a Michael Myers character. So his presence is built upon him lurking in the shadows. Don't get me wrong. Like this stuff, like the scene with the camp counselor guy and they're throwing the snowballs at the window and it's a Grabber on the phone. And then it starts to make the Grabber mask with the bloody, like that was all really, really cool. And it's obviously Ethan Hawke's voice and it's a fucking amazing scene. But in terms of like his portrayal of the character, I just don't feel like it just took forever to get there. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, we're in a sequel now, guys. You know, like I know who it is. I know where we're going. Let's just get there. Let's just get there and let's do it. Let's get the ball rolling. And I don't think like he was utilized as much as he should have been. But again, I suppose the problem you've got with the sequel is it's a different sequel. You know, it's not like Elm Street Part 1, where you're doing the Freddy character. This is in essence, this is Elm Street Part 1 because it's a different it's a different lore, it's a different world to what we had in the first movie, and that needs establishing. And I suppose if you went into a third Black Phone movie, this has already been, unless they completely reinvent the wheel and do something entirely different, which I suppose they couldn't at this point. It's established now that he has these Krueger powers. You wouldn't then go and do something entirely different with the character. You've built a lore that is sustainable enough for sequel after sequel. To then change it would be wild. So I think the problem I found is like Black Phone 2 is in essence Black Phone 1, but Black Phone 1 is in essence a prequel or an intertwining story that could be thread into the franchise. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense, because the only real attachment is like what happened with Finney in the first one, where he was kidnapped and he went through that whole ordeal and he killed the Grabber. And I love the fact he trades off have you heard of the Grabber? Like with his new mates, they're like, yeah, he kidnapped some kid and the kid like lost his mind and fucking smashed his face. And I
love this.
He's literally like, I am that fucking
kid. I'm the fucking rock star. And they're all like, holy shit.
And I love that. But if you didn't have that, like you could have started this as the first movie, taken the link between the two out and had the Grabber tormenting just a random kid from beyond the grave. And you could have written a lore from here. The first movie, although it's cool, is kind of irrelevant to this story with a couple of tweaks to the script.
Yeah. And again, that's the stuff with like the mother and things like that. Like I like the fact that they changed the narrative of the mother's suicide from the first movie and made it that the Grabber killed her. But at the same time, I thought this is like, it's an afterthought, you know, it's very clearly an afterthought. And if there was, all it would have taken would have been a simple conversation between the Grabber and Finn in the first movie, just a subtle word regarding his mother. The fact that I even knew who she was would have been enough for me to cement this in the sequel. But it to me just felt right. I can take him being supernatural, but when you're melding and changing the lore to suit your sequel so forcefully, because it felt forceful for me, I think. It was annoying.
I think that changes. The thing is, the Black Phone 2, I think, was intended as a one and done. I don't think they ever had an idea in their head that they would sequel it. I don't think they ever had an idea in their head it would be the ginormous box office success it was. And when it was, I think there was an old fuck moment at Blumhouse. Like,
yeah, because they killed him at the end.
Yeah, we've done this movie. We've thrown, I think it was like $18 million. We threw fuck all at it. It's made us a ton of money. People are screaming for more. What do? How do we make that work? And then it was in the writing room, like, people won't remember she killed herself. Well, even if they do, we'll just write it that she didn't and the grabber killed her. No one will care. And here we are sat going, well, we care.
But again, it's like it was just such a... But they didn't, because the thing is, it was very cool. Like, I love that scene where you find out that the dad became a drinker because his wife killed herself, and he blamed himself for it. That scene when he walks in and finds her hanging, he's like, what did I do? What did I do? You know, and that was like heart-wrenching, you know. I can imagine myself in that situation, you know, like if my wife had killed herself, I'd be like, what did I do wrong to make you feel like you weren't good enough to stay here? And it would torment the shit out of me as well, the same way it very clearly has the dad in the story. So I don't dislike it. I just don't think that it was set up well enough to cause such a dramatic change in the sequel to do this.
No, this is really dark, but if I found Lisa like that, I'd probably know what I'd done. Like,
that says more about you than me.
Yeah, I'd probably like, it was when I done that. That was what tipped her over the edge. Like, I knew she was on the edge, and I probably shouldn't have like put my socks on the front room floor and said, fuck it, she'll clear them up. Like that was the. I'd know what that tipping point was.
One of those situations where if you walked in halfway through and she was still not dead yet, you just close the door and be like, yeah, don't worry, I get it. See you later.
Yeah, you live with me. I fully understand. I'm really sorry.
I'm not going to try and save you. See you on the other side.
you made your mind up. It's fine. Just don't come back as a ghost and torment me. I have some issues around the camp counselors. I'm going to call them that because it is Chris. It's literally A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th in the snow together.
Yeah, I have issues too. What's your beef?
So one of my beefs is the overly nice camp counselor who runs everything. He's way too nice, and I'm sorry. I think somewhere he should be on some sort of register. He's like, oh yes,
Do you mean the guy with prison tats?
Yeah, like he's like, oh yes, I remember your mother from 30 years ago. She was a star. You're like, was she? Jimmy Savile, was she? Don't like you. And then you've got the other side of the camp, which is the husband and wife fucking religious nut job
the nut
duos.
jobs, yeah.
Like as soon as
when they got done, that was cool. I just wish they'd have died. They survived, and I just don't feel like they deserve to.
No, and that leads into, are they going to be a pivotal part in the third movie?
No, I don't think so. I think if there was a third, which again, they're not necessarily greenlit one, they're just saying if there was, they will definitely.
Too much money.
Of course they will, yeah. I read an interview before this movie had even come out saying if we can justify a sequel that's going to be better than what's come before it, that's the only reason we would ever do it. Personally, I don't think the Black Phone 2 is better than the first one, so why did you do it if that's your stance on the franchise and your writing? However, I don't think they would. I think if they did do a third, I think it would move away. The only people who would probably follow would be Finney and his sister. And it would be an entirely different location and set point, probably in high school or something like that. Anyway, I digress and completely forgot what the fuck we were talking about.
No, that's fine. I think one of the
camp counselor.
Yeah,
beef,
where's your beef with pedo counselor and religious nutjob counselors?
So the insistence on her sleeping in a different dorm baffled me. Because not only was she like they made her stay on her own in this cabin.
See, I get that because
I get it from a standpoint of we could lose our license to you girls and boys have to stay separate. But it's her brother. It's like, what do you think is going to happen?
It wasn't just her brother though, was it? It was their mate as well that she snuggled up in bed with. And like
fucking Eduardo, I know, but they're in the middle of a storm and nobody else is there, and they're not even campers.
No, they're camp counselors. But
So
the
the
thing is,
insistence on him to be like that, it's like, oh, fuck off, dude. And he was really aggressive with it as well. I'm
the
like,
thing
mate,
is, like, head counselor knows if they start fucking, Jason Voorhees is going to turn up. Then they're going to have Jason Voorhees and the Grabber, and he can't be dealing with that shit on frozen Crystal Lake. Like, he can't cope.
well,
with
to
both.
be honest with you, that would give us our Freddy versus Jason sequel that we've all waited for.
Oh, fucking the Grabber versus Jason Voorhees. I am in. Like, make that movie. Sign me up. In fact, fuck it. Throw Freddy Krueger in there as well. Let Michael Myers do like a fucking walkthrough. Michael Myers can come through, kill a couple of counselors, look at the Grabber, have a bit of a nod and walk. I'm all in. Get Chucky, stick Chucky in one of the rooms. That's the multiverse I want. Fuck the Marvel multiverse. Give me the horror multiverse and bring all of these characters together. Not the Pooniverse. Like, I want the Grabber, I want Freddy Krueger, I want Jason Voorhees, I want Chucky, I want Pinhead. I want Pinhead rocking up at the end and like fucking ripping Michael Myers to pieces and going, he was just a man, just a shape. That's what I want.
Very cool. Very cool idea.
This film is full of what I would class as amazing cinematography. Like, direction of this film with especially some of the shots of the Grabber when Finney's on the phone. Like that first phone call he gets where the Grabber's like, did you think I was gone? But you know, dead's just a word. And Finney's like, oh, fuck moment. And then as it pans out, we as the audience can see the Grabber just looking at him with his sort of frosted up mask. I'm like, this is cool as fuck. And then you see it from Finney's perspective and there's nothing there and there's a big bang on like that. Awesome.
That's one thing about this movie that I will massively say was fucking awesome. Like, I appreciated how consistent they were with sort of like the visual aesthetics of Finn can't see because he's awake and nobody else can see because they're awake. So even just to the point with the takedown of the Grabber at the end and Finn grabs him even though Finn can't see him, but he knows he's there. Yeah. And the melding of the real world and the Grabber world. And I just thought that was so flawlessly done. Better than any Nightmare movie could ever execute that kind of thing on a level where it didn't need expansive lore to explain it. You understood immediately just by what was presented to you on screen how the physics of this works.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was flawlessly done. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, it's so well put together. Like, I also like the dream sequences where you have I've forgotten her name again, the sister Gwen and the Grabber, like having just a calm, casual conversation where he's just got the bottom half of his mask on. Like, all of that I love. Like, I love the fact that they almost humanize the Grabber to a point where he can hold a conversation. He's not just this menacing nightmare, but he's like, I'm going to kill you. And I want you to know that. And I'm going to kill your brother. And I'm going to kill everyone because I'm the good guy here. Your brother killed me. And now it's my turn. I am going to fuck him up for what he done. And I'm like, do you know what?
Yeah, the whole beef started because he was like, oh, I killed my brother. I'm like, well, yeah, you killed your brother.
Yeah.
And now it's Finn's fault because you kidnapped Finn and made him kill his brother. I'm like, come on, dude, see the bigger picture here.
I kidnapped you and I was going to beat you with my belt and kill you. And you made me kill my brother. You're the baddie. I'm going to kill you.
I'm like, dude, get some perspective on your situation, man. What do they call him? Mad Bill or Wild Bill or something in the movie now as well?
Yeah, I kind of like all the addition to his lore and add in like this additional backplot that he's killed other people and he's dumped them in the lake. But for me, the crowning glory of this is the Grabber on ice skates. Man.
Not just on ice skates, but his frozen feet in blocks of ice looked amazing. I was like, that's so cool.
Like when he comes out of, like, you hear and it's got this great shot just into the darkness across this frozen lake. When he comes out wielding an axe, I'm like, fuck, you're all gonna die.
I mean, it's a straight rip-off of the movie Curtains. But still, it looks fucking awesome. If you do want to see it done better, go and watch Curtains. The creepy lady in the granny mask screaming across the ground. It's fucking awesome. And it's clearly... this was the one thing I know I spoke earlier about how much this pays homage to the Nightmare. This was just a blatant rip-off of Curtains, in my opinion.
I've never seen Curtains. Anyone else who's seen Curtains, call in and confirm or deny Mark's claim.
It's not a claim. I speak the truth as I sit here before you now. This is a blatant rip-off of Curtains.
Is it close enough that I can do a reel where I put one above the other and say, look?
At 1,000,000%. They are identical. And as soon as you see the scene from Curtains that I'm referring to, you'll know exactly, because there is no way, even though you haven't seen Curtains, you do not know what scene I'm talking about. It's the lady in the granny mask skiing across the ice with two sieves, like, and that is exactly what this is, apart from it's the grabber with an axe.
Yeah.
You will definitely be able to put the two side by side in a reel and not be able to pick them apart.
Okay, that's cool. Well, coming to a reel near you soon. I kind of don't know what else I want to talk about in this. It's a well put together movie. I think it's really slow at the start. When we get to Camp Crystal Lake / Nightmare on Elm Street land, it's really, really cool. But it's one of those films that there's not a lot of substance to it. When you strip it down, it's she falls asleep, confronts the grabber, wakes up. She falls asleep again, confronts the grabber. It's more aggressive, wakes up. And it's this very much Nightmare on Elm Street, rinse and repeat. Fall asleep, fight the grabber, wake up. Fall asleep, fight the grabber. Like these motherfuckers needed some Hypnosil. Like Hypnosil on this campsite would have solved all their problems.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, no, because it doesn't, because Gwen purposely falls asleep in some situations once she realizes she is the Jedi of the underworld.
She is very much Luke Skywalker of the dream world.
That scene where she blows the phone box up and the grabber falls backwards as if to say, what the fuck? That was cool, man. That was really, really, really cool. I like that scene a lot. But I do you say there isn't a lot of substance to this movie, and I agree with you, but I don't think that's because what we're saying is correct. I just don't feel like it's executed very well. So there's people in this movie that we haven't even talked about that are a massive focal point in terms of how this movie progresses. And that's the 3 children from the camp that he killed them in prior.
Yeah.
And we've massively overlooked them in this episode because they're massively forgettable in the movie up until they're needed. And what's disappointing about it is that they spend so much time focused upon the dream sequences that Gwen has at the beginning, which they're a massive focal point of. And also there's a really weird thing going on with the time-space continuum of her mother ringing her from when she was younger and her answering.
That was cool, though.
Very cool. But again, it's not explained very well within the movie of how the physics of that works. But I do think that the 3 main children who cause a triangular effect of his superpowers buried in the lake, and once they're uncovered, it weakens him, similar to how Freddy's weakened when he enters the real world. And people stop believing in him. I thought that was all really, really cool. But they do this thing at the beginning of the movie where the children individually rise to the top of the ice and they start carving letters and numbers into the ice. None of that goes anywhere. No. Unless if it did, I missed it. And but that's the point. Like, they spend like an hour of the movie setting up this nonsense, and it's a lot of this, and it's all done for, I'm not even going to say jump scares, because the whole time I was watching it, the audio cues that were happening and the visual shocks on screen, not necessarily jump scares, but I was like, this would make a cool cinematic experience. I didn't watch this in the cinema, but I thought to myself, big screen, dark room, I understand why people are going a bit crazy for this movie. However, when you break it down and you think about the things that are actually pulling it all together, there's a lot of issues missing here.
Yeah, and they done a lot of cool, with those 3 kids, they do a lot of cool shots again where they are present during moments, like, so Finn's on the phone and the grabber's there, and you'll hear like the static, and like one of the kids come through and he stood outside the phone box going, don't listen to him, like, do this. And like there's lots of moments where, like the first movie, where you see Finn on the phone and you physically see the ghost manifestation like next to it. And it's done really well, and it's really, really cool. But I don't think I don't think the backstory of this one justifies what comes afterwards. Like the 3 kids buried and the loosey-goosey way that they throw in the mum and use that as a connection to bring in Gwen and Finn. Like, you didn't need any of that. You could have like washed all that shit away. You could have had the bodies at the bottom of the lake. Great. That's how the grabber gets his power. Do away with the mum storyline and just do it that Finn and his sister are going to work at a winter camp on a ski resort for a job during the holidays. That's all you need. You don't need this ridiculously convoluted, tied-in plot to make a reason they go there. Just they want to earn some money. That's the reason.
No. And again, like I say this very conflictingly because everything that I have an issue with, I actually like. Like, I like the suicide plot of the mum. I think it's really, really good, and it holds a lot of emotional weight with a few of the central characters, such as the dad and the kids, when they find out. Like, that's brilliant to find out that he's been the one who's orchestrated this from the start and been such a tornado within this family's life. Really, really cool. But it doesn't execute it very well within the movie. And then also, again, with the kids, like we've mentioned, the scene at the end where the tanks are bursting out the water and they're grabbing him as it's so, in order to slow the grabber down so Finn and Gwen can take him out once and for all. Really, really cool. Looks amazing on screen. But it doesn't warrant the wasted opportunity that they had at the beginning of the movie to flesh the build out properly. They compromise story, or at least compelling story, for artistic visuals, in my opinion. Pete, don't come at me. I just think there's a lot within the first hour of this movie of snappy cuts, jarring tonal shifts from different perspectives and different visualizations in order to create this sort of eerie, the same feeling I got from Sinister when I watched that, but Sinister does it very, very well. And it's like they were trying to replicate that within the first hour of the movie, interjecting all these mini subplots that, again, have fantastic reveals and full circle moments. But the wasted opportunity that they had within the hour of the movie to give us a proper story instead of just shock factor, artistic jump scare element moments just felt stupid to me, you know. And by the time we got to the end, as fantastic as it was, which again, I think the last hour of this movie is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I was just so deflated by it by the time we got there that I didn't appreciate it properly. I didn't appreciate how good it was because I was so pissed off at the first hour of the movie.
Do you know one question that popped in my head with this one, and it popped in my head with the first, and it does with a lot of horror movies. So at the end of this, Finn and his sister survive. They're fine. The police are going to rock up, and 3 children's bodies have come up from the lake that Finn and his sister have found. This is 2 years after they've uncovered what the grabber done in a house and escaped. There must be a detective who sits there and like pulls his hair out at night, looking at these 2 kids going, there's fucking something dodgy as fuck about you two. I don't know what it is, but I know, like, I want that plot in the third movie. Give me a detective who's like, this happened here, this shit's happening again, and I fucking know it's them. Give me a detective like questioning them and making their life difficult, and Gwen doing well, I had a dream that I saw the grabber. And he's like, you fucking didn't, you lying bitch. It really bugs me. And it bugs me a lot, especially in this franchise. Because like the first one, yes, Finn escaping makes perfect sense. But his sister found the house with the police. I'm like, whoa. If I was a policeman, I'd be like, how did you know? How did you know that was where the house is? How did you know if you've never been here? Because I'm not buying it was a fucking dream. And in this one, it'd be like, how did you know there was kids buried in the ice? Well, I dreamt about it. Did you really, Gwen?
Yeah.
Again, like I don't buy it, but I don't know. Like I
again,
like
it's one of those. Sometimes you just have to suspend disbelief in order to enjoy something. But I think, again, like you say, when you bring so much into question within a movie, it opens doorways for you to do things like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie did that on more than a few occasions.
You've done it more than I would liked it to have done.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about now that you don't want to cover in your roundup before we go to a break?
No, I don't think so. I think so. The bits that I have to highlight and appreciate are tidbits that'll just get mumbled into my roundup at the end, I'm sure.
Okay, then let's take a break.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
It is December, and I wanted to come here with a very special message to all of the members of the You Run Podcast Network. Every single one of you have worked so incredibly hard this year to put out the best content you possibly can for our audience and yours. I am eternally grateful for every single member of the network, for all of the hard work that you put in promoting your shows, other people's shows, our show, the network itself. You are all absolute superstars, and I hope you all have a wonderful December. And for everyone who's listening, go to yourunpodcast.com, check out one of these awesome shows, and go and give these guys and girls a reward for all their hard work this year. Leave them a review, listen, interact with their show, and become part of the You Run Podcast Network family. Anyway, back to the show.
Cheers, Scott. I feel like you were about to burst out into some sort of Band-Aid cover with the way you were doing that speech then. Feed the network. Let them
listen to all our great shows. Listen now. Make sure you go to yourunpodcast.com. Check out all the members of the You Run Podcast. We've just added a brand new member as well, which is the Family Frights Podcast, which if you are an adult like me and Mark, even though we act like children, with a child, you can listen to this. It's family friendly. It's a mum and son duo who basically talk about horror movies, and it's really, really cool. So go and check them out, and all of the other members of the You Run Podcast Network as well. Go to patreon.com/You Run Podcast, where you get exclusive episodes, additional episodes. There are 7 episodes a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's 3 exclusives, 4 YouTubes, an early release of this show that comes out 6 days before. You also get true crime, You Run Podcast True Crime, an entire month before general release. There's also additional shows in You Run Extra and True Crime Extra. There's just an absolute boatload of stuff on there, and it starts at like £2. It's like £2 for a month to get a decent amount of stuff. If you spend £6 a month, you get pretty much everything. So go and do that, because it really helps us, and it helps us grow the show and make the show better. Like, we've had loads of audio issues this year, which have been resolved by new mics and soundproofing and shit like that. And for the first time ever, I didn't need to pay for it. You guys did. So it really, really does help us get better as a show. Also, make sure you check us out on social media at You Run Podcast. If you do that on Instagram, you get to vote for the movies that we cover. It's not a Patreon thing where like once a month we let Patreon pick. No, every single week there is a poll where you pick a movie and then we review it on the show. While you're there, go and check out Mark. He is at VHS from the Crypt, where he showcases the most ridiculously expensive collection of VHS tapes you will ever see. And what I want you to do, because as much as Mark's wife is not very involved in social media, I know she does keep an eye on his account. So what I want you to do is I want you to get in the comments, and just when he does a stack of tapes, pick a tape and just ask him how much it was in the comments.
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me. I do it all the time. I'm like, oh, she's like, oh, boss, yeah, just 50p a tape. Don't worry about it. 50p a tape. I know I'm holding a box that's worth at least 300 quid in my hand.
Over in the corner there, I have got a box of 300 horror DVDs that I bought online. And Lisa's like, fucking hell, how much she spent on that? I was like, oh, it was really cheap. It's only like 15 quid and a £5 postage. And then I kind of like changed the subject and slinked away. And like, you know, when you change the subject and you're walking away at the same time, it was one of those. And I'm like, it's fine. She doesn't check the bank statement. No one will ever know how much that actually cost me.
No. And the thing is as well, I'm quite sensible with it. Do you know what I mean? I won't waste money. I know when I buy stuff, I know it will hold its value. You know, I'm a collector, but I'm a good collector. That's the thing about it. Like, I'm a really good collector. like a lot of the stuff that I buy, I know I buy at the right time. Like what was the one that I did recently? Mighty Maxes. I got a few Mighty Maxes recently, and I picked them up well cheap. And like them, I just do it every time. I seem to get a niche for something. I'm like, I'm going to go for a few of those, and then all of a sudden, like a month later, they just seem to skyrocket. Mighty Max is one of them. I got a few of those a while back. I had like 6 or 7 from the Doomhead collection. And every single one of them I paid for like 2 or 3 quid. They're all like 80, 90 quid each now. I'm like, this just keeps happening to me. But the issue I have is I will never sell these.
No, I'm the same. I've started collecting now. So I buy big bulk bundles, but I'll be honest, the bundle I bought it because it had 2 DVDs that I know are worth more than what I paid for the entire bundle. And I'm now very select. So I'll go out and I'll be looking for, I've got like a list of like 30 DVDs that I know are rare as rocking or shit, and they're expensive. And I go out purposely looking for those. And I will look like this bundle. This bloke had laid all these DVDs out on his sofa and his front room floor and his table. And I literally scrolled through about 35 photos. I'm like, well, that one's worth that. Oh, that one's worth that. And in my head, I'm like, one day I'll sell these. These are a great investment. I'm never going to sell them.
No,
like, I'll give these to my children. That's how long I'll keep them for. Anyway, we are getting sidetracked. Also, follow at Reviews from the Crypt, where Mark reviews horror movies that we don't cover on the show and some that we do. And also, it's a really fun game. Listen to an episode that Mark's reviewed, then go and see if you can find his review online, because normally he's done them at different times in his life.
Yeah.
And sometimes the reviews are wildly different, where we've had a conversation. He's like, do you know what? Actually, I was really fucking horrible to that movie, but now I like
it. Yeah, that happens quite frequently on movies that I've reviewed on the page, and then we've had to rewatch for the show. Contrastingly different opinions. Zombievers is a perfect example of that. I fucking hammered that movie on my review page, and then again loved it the second time around. Again, it's the fun, it's the joy. That's why we do this, isn't it?
Exactly that. Let's do some wonderful, awesome, amazing facts that were actually really difficult to find for this movie. I was really impressed when I found this. There were no digital tricks used for the dream sequences, no CGI whatsoever. So what they've done is they used a Super 8 to film it. So they used, I'm going to read this how it's written so it makes sense. They used a Super 8 for the scenes without sound, and a Super 16 for the moment that featured dialogue, which were then cut in half to be 8mm, meaning that the moments are shot on Super 16 were framed at half the image and then expanded even more, which gave it the grainy look. This is practical classic filmmaking that was utilized originally in the 70s and 80s.
Nerd.
That's a labor of love. That level of like.
Yeah, no, I don't understand the science behind it, but I do get what the message is with how they've done it. But I couldn't. Super 8 and Super 16 and stuff like that. It's a type of. Yeah, it's like a frames per second sort of situation and things like that. And yeah, I get what they've done, but I couldn't explain to you how they have, and especially with the nonsense you just regurgitated to me then. Even that made no sense.
And any of the film nerds out there are going to be like, "Oh, that's how they done it." Like we have some real film nerds who listen to this show who right now are literally pulling their pants down to touch themselves at that fact. So I take the fact that you're not impressed, but some people are. So there was not going to be a sequel to this. Scott Derrickson did not want to do a sequel. He was like, it's a one and done. I don't see how we could do another one. And it was actually Joe Hill, who's Stephen King's son, who wrote the first book that the first movie was based on. He pitched an idea, and apparently they were sat in a meeting. He's gone, look, I've got an idea. Do you know his pitch was one sentence? The sequel is the grabber's on the phone and he's calling from hell. And apparently just from that one line alone, there was like a moment in that production office where I went, oh my fucking God, that is the best thing ever. And then from there, it's like, we need to make a second one. But there wasn't going to be one. It was all Joe Hill that made that happen.
And I think the thing is as well about the first movie, it is very grounded in reality to a certain degree. Yeah. You know, like it's a very sort of serial killer-esque true crime story with inclinations of supernatural. Yeah, I mean, even when we covered it on the show, I think we even discussed the fact that it probably wasn't real and it was Finn's way of coping with his trauma.
Yeah, we did.
And I think that was one of the main takeaways from that movie is the perspective in which you view it. So I can understand why they put themselves in a corner and didn't make the immediate jump to go down this route with it.
Yeah, but fair play to Joe Hill. Like that's a Stephen King coked up level pitch of, right, here's the pitch. The grabber's alive, but he's in hell and he's on the phone. And I just picture this production office, like everyone throwing their hands in the air going, we've made millions of dollars. Someone get me a script right now. We're doing it immediately. I love that. Like, it's something so simple.
Joe Hill's fucking nuts, though. Joe Hill is nuts. Like, he's the guy behind the vampire Nosferatu story, which is written out like a license plate number, and the vampire lives in a dream world that's called Christmas Land. For those of you who have not seen what it's got, it's basically Nosferatu, but it's like NO4 SUV or something. I think it started out as a graphic novel that he wrote that then developed into a TV series, which featured Skylar from Heroes or Spock from the new Star Trek universe. Yeah. Really, really good. I think it got panned after like season 1, but I liked the first season quite a lot. I loved what they did with it. And I have since read the graphic novel and it's really, really cool. But yeah, Joe Hill's wild, dude. And I can understand him being spawn of Stephen King. It makes sense.
Yeah, can you imagine growing up with Stephen King? That must have been like the wildest time ever.
But the fact that he changed his name just so he didn't be associated with his father, yet went down a similar route that his father did, writing horror novels. Just be Joe King. Just be Joe King. Hey, I'm Stephen King's son. This is what I'm doing.
The thing is, though, that like calling yourself Joe King, there's so many, so you're going to get so much shit for being Joe King. Are you joking? Like,
but you know, again, at the same time, Stephen King coked up having a son and be like, ha ha ha, he's called Joe King.
Joe King. The grabber quotes Dante's Inferno. The words engraved in the entrance to hell are abandon all hope who enter here, which is something he says. Also, Dante's depiction of the 9th level of hell is a frozen lake. And then there's a bit where Finn tells the grabber, hell isn't flames, it's ice, and it's all taken from Dante's Inferno,
that was a cool line,
which I love. So the facial mouth part of the grabber, that changes expression, and there was a couple that I picked up on that I thought were really, really funny. So when they're not funny, they're quite sinister, but it made me chuckle. When the grabber is full on hurting someone, like when he's like sending Gwen flying across and like he fucking sends her spinning out,
big grin,
teeth out, big full smile. If you're watching this, in the bottom right hand corner, you see that sad mouth. That's the face on the mouth when the grabber realizes that Gwen is the Jedi of the dream world.
I thought it was really, really cool. And again, like, I liked it because I thought, well, why would it not? This isn't the real world and this is a dream world. And it was that particular scene that I first noticed it hit changing. And I thought it was cool. I like also that he like pulls off different parts, and he's one time he's got like the bottom half, and then another time he's just got the top half before he becomes full fucking Freddy Krueger at the end where he's got none of it on. I like it. I like that it changed emotion throughout the movie. I thought it was a really, really cool sort of decision to add that, because I don't remember from the first movie him having variations.
He had different bits, but he would put them on. Whereas this, it's more of a natural. In the same scene, it will change from happy to sad, and I thought that was really cool.
He doesn't take it off and puts another one on. But again, I liked also how they focus on the mask being such a key. I think that would be, if they do a third, I think the mask will be a key element, because as he's getting dragged into the ice, they make a big thing of showing that he really needs his mask, and he needs to put his mask on to go down under the water. So again, stay tuned, kids. I think that'll be a big part of the third movie if they do it.
Yeah, I do. And also, it's one of the coolest masks in horror. Like it's the coolest we've had since Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Name a mask.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it, man. I'm not a big fan of it. I have the same kind of love for the grabber mask as I do for the Ghostface mask. I don't really like Ghostface. I'm not a big fan of the mask of Ghostface. I haven't been since the first movie, to be honest with you, and I don't think it wows me to the point where I'm like, that's a cool mask. And I think I have the same sort of feeling to. It's a very theatrical mask, if you will.
I really like it. I actually asked Lisa to get me one for Christmas. Fingers crossed. If I get one, I'll show it when we come back in the new year.
Yeah. I hope you do.
One thing I thought was really cool, the opening Universal Pictures logo was the one they used in the 1980s to fit the tone of this movie. I thought that was cool as shit. That they're like, oh, what did we use in the 80s? Oh, we used that one. Oh, let's stick it on here because it's set in the 80s. That would be cool. This cost $30 million to make, which I think for the money they spent, fucking bravo. How much do you reckon it made worldwide?
160?
Not far off. $132 million.
Really, really good. Really good.
Really good. That's like almost 4 times, or just over 4 times its budget. So, yeah, anyone who's out there saying we're not getting another one, we really, really, really are. And it's 2 years from now, the grabber will return in the Black Phone Dream Warriors, the Black Phone 3 Dream Warriors. We have some voicemails, but I'm going to spoil it. They're all from the same person because there was a fiasco. An absolute fiasco. And I'm just going to let it play out as it did in the group chat. And here we go.
Also, listening to the end of Nightmare Before Christmas episode, and you guys are like, anyone that names someone after someone junior is a prick. And I'm like, actually, my husband was named after his dad, and his dad's dead. So have a little respect for the dead people, okay? He is a junior, but he does not go by junior. No one calls him that. His name is Steven, and then his middle name is Walter, but everybody calls him Walt except for me because he can kiss my ass on that. But anyways, okay. Also, I need to know what the fuck is going on with this, like, Pervin on Heather shit. I did not listen to Spawn, so I guess now I have to go listen to it. I don't know the movie, and so sometimes I'll skip it and just wait until I'm like, oh, I don't have anything else to listen to. Which sounds awful that I just admitted that, but I don't care. It is what it is. I listen to the stuff I want to listen to first. So please tell me, what is going on? Mark would never. Maybe he was joking? Or maybe it's not me? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, whatever. Okay, bye.
Before you move on to the next message, I think we have now established by You Run Podcast law that Walt is a prick.
Yeah, see, I said no because
I love Walt. I think Walt's a hero. I love Walt, but I think if we take it as You Run Podcast law and based on what we've said in prior episodes,
but he doesn't go by junior. That's the thing.
I know, but I don't make the rules at this point. Heather, I'm sorry, I'm not coming after Walt. I think he's great. He's a really, really cool dude.
You are skating on thinner fucking ice than the grabber was
I'm not calling him that. Heather has basically come forward and said he's a junior.
Well, I'm going to move on because Mark responded to this in the group chat with a voicemail. So here is Mark from our group chat.
Evening, guys. I don't actually know what this was about. I was just as confused as you were, Heather, when it was mentioned on the show. So if you would go back and listen to that episode, because I probably won't, and find out what it was I said, because it seems very unlike me, I'll be honest with you.
It seems very much unlike me, I'll be honest with you.
It's not like me. I'm not pervy towards Heather or any other female guests that we've encountered in this show. I'm a very, very respectful man. Thank you very much.
We shall continue this saga.
Okay, I will listen for it. I guess I'll go and listen to the Spawn episode. Mark, it very much sounds exactly like you. Though I would not assume you would say something like that about me because we are friends. So I don't think it would be taken like that. I wouldn't take it like that. You already said I was cute. Remember that time that you said I was kind of cute or pretty? You did say that. That's fine. I appreciate that. That was a very sweet compliment. But I like once you said it, I gave you a hard time about it and then it got dropped. So who cares? Whatever. I gotta change Stevie's diaper, but okay, I'll try to go find it, I guess.
I can tell that comment stayed with Heather for a while. She said, who cares, whatever, but clearly she's out there writing Heather for Mark on a tree somewhere.
Look, I don't know who is full of shit. I don't really even care at this point. But I'm gonna have to just like message the source because I still got like 50 fucking minutes of this damn episode. Y'all just have to keep fucking talking for 2 million hours. Who has time to listen to a 2-hour damn podcast, Scott? Mark? Get your shit together. Make it like an hour-ish. Damn it. I'm still listening. I ain't heard shit. All I hear is bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
To be fair, at this point, I kind of realized, and I felt like I should have messaged Heather and said, if we're talking about you, Heather, it's usually at the voice note section.
We could have done that, but we didn't. And we got an extra listen out of it, unless you listened to the whole episode. So a win's a win. Heather did eventually find it.
Okay, I found it. The culprit is Mark. I think it's like an hour. It's making me laugh. An hour and 16 minutes in. And it was after my voicemail about zombievers, and I was sick. I don't even remember being sick, but I had like a little bit of a cold, so my voice dropped down several octaves. So I had like this whole raspy voice going on, which I already kind of have a deep voice, so whatever. And Mark, you were like, I don't know. I don't want to stir the pot or stir the shit or something. He's like, but Heather sounds so sexy. You did say that. It is on recorded air. Now, you didn't say I looked like that. You just said I sounded like that. So to me, yeah, that's a little bit different. And like whatever, I was sick because you compared me to the episode where Phoebe has a cold and she's like trying to sound, or she sounds sexy or whatever. And then BP was just like, yeah, I've like a Southern accent gets me going. So like that was it. I was like, y'all made me listen to that whole fucking episode for that. I had a sick voice. And yeah, there you go. So Mark, you're guilty, bitch.
I'll take that. That's fair enough. I'm also now, just in hindsight, realizing that Heather's going to take my joke regarding Junior out of context and massively going to come for me. I was just trying to be funny, Heather. I'm really sorry. I love Walt. I really do. But I'm just saying, based on the law of the show,
that's
don't make the rules.
I don't edit anymore, but that's getting edited out. Anyone who didn't listen to the sport episode and doesn't want to go back through an hour and 50 minutes like Heather did, here is the clip where Mark made the outlandish comments.
I'm going to be honest with you. Heather sounds very sexy when she's been up late herding cattle.
Yeah.
On the
you know
rack.
what? I was not going to say anything, but I was just like, that's fucking.
I was into that then, Heather. I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't want you to come at me. Yeehaw. I apologize now, but hey, man, that was like that episode of Friends where Phoebe gets a cold. You know, I was down with that shit.
I tell you something, there is something about the Southern voice gets me fucking big time. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Male or female, I couldn't give a shit. As soon as you go Southern on me, that's it. I'm weak at the knees.
See, the thing is, as well, she's so involved in her Heather and Mark sitting in a tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. I went hard on the whole rounding cattle shit and yeehawing the hell out of that conversation. She didn't pick up on any of it.
She didn't. And Heather did call one more time, and this rounds off the Heather is hot saga. Here we go.
Look, the accusations may have been a bit blown out of proportion, but I mean, if you ever want me to like send you a voicemail with a sultry, deep voice, just let me know, Mark, man. I got you, bud. You're my buddy. Remember? I can do that. It's no problem. Maybe Beck was just wanting to jerk your chain a little bit and kind of irritate you, but I didn't. Honestly, I'm just all joking. It's really fucking hilarious. When I listened back, I was like, I sound like a fucking dude. Maybe Mark's into dudes. I don't know. Are you? Go off, queen, if you are. I like gay people. Anyway, just saying. Yeah, okay, bye.
I don't know how it got there. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know how it ended up where it ended. No, I don't know how it ended up where it ended up. I don't feel like that was justifiable in any situation.
So what happened here is Heather took you on a roller coaster going, what did you say about me? I'm really annoyed. Oh, no, actually, it was okay. Now I've listened back to it, I sounded like a guy. Do you like guys? Like Heather completely flipped that shit back on
No,
you.
it started off with Pervy Beck throwing out accusations to deflect from herself to now me being gay.
Yeah, Pervy Beck does that a lot, to be fair. Let's do 3-word review, which will be back next year by popular demand, because everyone, when I asked what the favourite feature was, 3-word review, one hands down, and we haven't done it all this year. 3-word review game needs to be upped for it to stay, and this week I think everyone done a good job. Mike the Movie Misfit. Wait, where's Freddie? In the movie. Like, dearest damn it.
Yeah.
Nate Mayer, gone kind of the same route. Timu Elm Street. I'm going to have a hot take. I think this is better than probably half of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. It's better than 4. It's better than 5. It's definitely better than Freddy's Dead.
I wouldn't go as far as to call it a Timu nightmare. I think what it does is showcases that the franchise can live on without Robert Englund, if anything. And I think, if anything, I think we've seen this iteration done twice within the past few years now. I think season 4 of Stranger Things has perfectly highlighted that it works. And I think the Black Phone 2 also highlights that it does work, done right.
Yeah, I agree. Tragic Ra went with, what is hypothermia? Because all of the kids are in the ice all of the time, and not one of them at any point goes, oh, I'm really cold. They're fine. Old and Nerdy Bastard went, I like this, grabbed my attention. Bravo. I love a pun. Yep. Dad's Got Steel. Freddy's Final Phone Booth. Skelly, Skellington fan, went with Ice Grabber.
Love that. Brilliant, Skelly. Sorry for all my remarks on the Nightmare Before Christmas episode. You redeemed yourself.
Mr. Cremone, I think this wins hands down. Blades of Glory.
Yep, cool.
Really, really like that. So that is 3-word review. It is going to come back in the new year. We've got some really interesting movies that fucking God knows what you're going to do with them. We are also going to throw in Caption This and some other shit next year as well. We have a new game. I'm coming up with loads of new games at the moment. This one is called Let's Do Lines. It's a game you played in your 20s.
Can we do that?
You're too old to play it now. This is a new game to close out the year. I'm going to give you a line from a horror movie. And all you need to do is name that movie. It starts really, really easy. It gets really, really hard. But you have seen every single one of these movies. And I would say you probably love every single one of these movies as well.
I'm just going to say now, before we go any further, there is a lot of audio bites that could be taken from this game before we've even started and used in the wrong context. Immediately, you've offered me lines before we even started.
This is true. I'm just teeing stuff up ready to like get audio clips ready for 2026. I need content. We're going to start with the first one. I See Dead People.
That is from The Sixth Sense. I'm just playing. I know what that
okay, that's fine. It's Alive.
It's Alive. It's Frankenstein, is it not?
It is, yeah.
I thought there's so many different iterations. I was expecting you to make me narrow it down.
No, these, like I say, the first 3 are really easy. Then it starts getting harder. I'm Your Boyfriend Now, Nancy.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, this is where they start picking up a little bit. You Say You Hate Christmas, and people treat you like a leper.
Ooh. You say you hate Christmas and people treat you like a leper. That's really difficult. Should I know that?
You definitely should. You've seen this. We've reviewed this movie this year at Christmas.
What have we reviewed this year at Christmas? We've done A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily feel like it would fit. What other Christmas movies have we done?
Arguably the greatest Christmas horror of all time.
No, we didn't do Black Phone. We didn't do Black Christmas this year.
No, it has a Mogwai in it.
Oh, Gremlins. Is it from Gremlins?
Yeah, it's Kate when she's given her big sob story of how sad.
Oh, yeah, about her weird dad in the chimney. Yes, yeah.
God, if you're struggling with that, it's going to get really fucking hard for you.
No,
now.
yeah, right. Okay, I'll up my game. My focus is on now.
Fuck you with a dinosaur dick.
Again, have we done that recently? I feel like that's the movie that I've watched recently.
It is the most recent movie we've covered. Like, as in, we're in the middle of covering that movie.
It's from Blackphone 2.
It is, Jesus Christ. He's waited for me. I've waited for him.
I want to say like that's something from Ghostbusters and Keymaster shit, but I no, I don't know.
Halloween 2018, Laurie Strode.
Yeah, don't count, does it? Those movies are shit.
This man has no dick.
This man has no dick. This is really, really hard because every time you say it, it's just coming out in your accent. Do an accent with it. Do a voice. Do a voice.
This is just an American generic Boston accent, which I can't do. This man has no dick. It's set in New York. It's a horror movie, a classic. Like 1984 it came out. You've already said it in the process of this game.
Dude, it's fucking Christmas. I'm going to be honest with you. I've tuned out like 3 episodes ago. Effort is proper minimal at the minute.
Okay.
No.
Take a punt. 1984 horror movie that is beloved, that you've mentioned in the process of playing the game you're playing right now.
I don't know what I mentioned 30 seconds ago. I don't know. What did I say?
It's Ghostbusters. You've got 2 more, and I hold 0 hope for you getting this right.
I hold no hope.
Listen here, you little shit stick Maybury ass reject.
Again, I should know this immediately. I feel like I'm massively letting myself down this evening.
It's a film you praise and you love and you say how great it is. And it's got a guy with a hook in it. It's not Candyman.
I know what he did last summer.
Yay! He got one right.
I mean, I wouldn't have got there without the clues, let's be honest.
The last one, no clues. We've covered it this year. It's really recent. It come out this year. So you rob trains and banks, but you can't steal this pussy for a night?
It came out this year.
This year. We covered it this year.
What new releases have we done this year? You rob trains and banks.
But you can't steal this pussy for a night.
That is the most wildly out of context line I think I've ever heard without knowing where it's come from. Have we done we've covered a movie about robbing trains?
No, but they did rob trains and banks before. She wanted him to steal the pussy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What is it?
That is from Sinners.
Ah, cool movie. Cool movie.
Really cool movie.
Now every time I watch it, I'm going to be thinking about robbing trains, but not pussies.
Yeah, or just rob pussies and not trains. Like, robbing pussy is safer than robbing train. Well, I don't
know if it is. I think robbing pussies comes with a stronger prison sentence.
You need to take pussy consensually. You cannot steal it. Just to clarify. I'm going to round this up first. I really enjoyed this. I have some issues with it, which I've talked about in this episode. The first 20 minutes are a lot of lore building that doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really do anything for me. When we get to Camp Crystal Lake on Elm Street in the snow, it's fucking awesome. The dream sequences, every single one of them gets better and better and better. The one in the bed where he like fucking slits her with the axe and sends her spinning and blood spraying everywhere is awesome. I really love when he first confronts her in the kitchen. He smashes her against the the fridges and on the floor, and she's like fighting for her life, and all of her friends stood there going, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you being dragged? Like, all of that, amazing. Ethan Hawke is great as the grabber. He is so good at playing that role. It is another Robert Englund level performance of like, he is the grabber. You could not replace him with someone else. For me, it wouldn't work. I really enjoyed this. I have some issues with it, but I enjoyed this enough that if they release a third one, I will be stood in the queue to the cinema going, I will watch this. I'm definitely going to watch this. Love the nods to A Nightmare on Elm Street. Love the nods to Dante's Inferno. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. It's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. Brilliant.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad you got that level of enjoyment for it.
Before you start your roundup, there is a forfeit on this episode that Mark thought I forgot all about, and he hoped I'd forgotten all about because I won the season. However, I didn't, and I colluded with the people on the World Wide Web to give him a forfeit. So Mark is no, it's fine. It's fine. It's a nice, easy roundup. It's a nice, easy forfeit for you. So Mark is going to do his roundup as normal. However, everyone loves to hear Mark do an accent. So as Mark is doing his roundup, I am randomly going to say things like Australian or Irish or Zimbabwean or whatever. And Mark is going to switch his roundup from the accent he's in seamlessly into the new accent. I'm going to let him start in his normal, like, I don't know.
Dude,
Hobbit accent.
I can't stress to you enough how much I have already checked out on this podcast. It is Christmas and I am ready for a break, right? You can't throw this curveball into me this late in the game.
I've thrown the curveball in. As you go through your roundup, I'm going to let you just get into it, and then I'm just going to say, I don't know, for example, you'll be mid going, and I'm just going to go German. And you need to go from, I think the black phone is to the black phone. Like, you need to, like...
It's just going to sound Jamaican all the way through.
Well... You just do your roundup, and I'm just going to every now and then throw in a new accent for you to do, and I'm going to enjoy it.
I just don't know if I can even do this.
You can. You get through your whole roundup. I'm hoping for a really long roundup from you because I've got, 50 accents sat here ready to go. And I'm just going to cherry pick as we go.
Okay. Right. Fuck. Now I can't even think. I'm so nervous about what you're going to do to me. So the Blackburn 2 for me this time around didn't quite live up to its predecessor. I thought the first one was much stronger than this. I don't think that I particularly like what
Southern
they did.
USA.
I don't think... I can't do this shit.
You can.
Dude,
go on.
I would have rather have done this full episode naked as opposed to actually have to try and do accents.
We are where we are. Southern USA, please. Think Heather.
No, because I can't even think about what I was saying now. I've lost my train of thought. You've ruined me. 3.5 stars out of 5, y'all. Good night. And I'm calling it because I just can't do it. You ruined me off.
No. You can't get out of it that easy. Come on, give me some more. I tell you what, you talk about one of your favourite scenes and do that in a Jamaican accent.
That's going to be extremely racist.
It's fine. No offense is meant by anything that's about to happen. Okay,
dude, I just think we should just call it. I think I'm willing to take another forfeit, and it can be worse than this forfeit.
Well, clearly nothing's worse than this forfeit because you're desperately trying to avoid it.
I just can't do it. That's why. And then because I can't think about what I'm trying to say for my roundup because I'm now focusing on trying to do an accent. Even so the thing for me is when we did it before, when we had the accent thing, I had a script to read from. So there was all I could think about was the accent. So I could somehow manifest it because I weren't trying to blend the two thought processes together. But now I'm just going blank.
Okay, well, what we'll do then, I'm going to let you do your roundup as normal. This is a call to all of the listeners.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there now. Yeah, I'm saying recount and give me something better.
No, not something better. This is what it is. But what I want you to do, I want you all to send me a message one paragraph long of something you want Mark to say about a horror movie. Don't do anything silly that he's not going to want to say. Do it like, get him to praise Halloween 1978 or whatever you want. And then at the bottom, put the accent that you want him to do that, because when he's reading a script, he can manifest the accents. And like, I'm going to give you some options you could use that I had on my list, like Southern USA, Australian, Asian, Indian, Irish, Jamaican, German, or my personal favorite, Southern British, because I don't think Mark can do my accent, and I
don't think I could do your accent either. I think one of the only ones I could probably manifest would be Indian. And again, I don't think we would be here next week if I tried it.
Well, if you want Mark to say a paragraph about any movie, little mini review, paragraph long, drop it to me in a message, and we will get him to do that in the new year. And now, as you've ducked your forfeit and I've made it infinitely worse for next year, you can now complete your roundup. It was 3.5 stars, but what do you think of the Black Phone 2?
I will take infinitely worse if I'm reading from a script. I think that's fine. I will do that, and I will embarrass myself with my poor attempts at accents. But trying to do my poor attempt at accents and actually think about what I'm trying to say is a very, very difficult task for me to achieve. So I'm just going to round up very casually. I really like this movie for certain elements, especially the back half of it. I thought the last hour of this movie was utterly fantastic. It's just amazingly let down by the poor build-up and insistence on quirky camera techniques and stylized visuals that they utilize to compromise the script. There is a lot of style over substance within the first hour of this movie, which is really disappointing. I don't think they stuck the landing as well, and I think the first movie is far superior in terms of its steady narrative and through point. Ethan Hawke is fantastic. He's back again. The guy who plays Finney, he's having a really successful career at this moment. I think by the time this came out, he had 3 movies in the top 10 at the box office, which is fantastic. I think he even broke a Guinness World Record for a kid of his age to do something like that, which is just brilliant. And I loved him in this movie as well. Which really disappointed me that he wasn't the main focus, and that the tone was, and the narrative was shifted over slightly towards his sister, who, again, I've already mentioned, I found her to be a very subpar actress, especially in the first half of the movie. Once we get to Camp Crystal Lake, everybody seems to just pull together. The acting improves, the visuals improve, the story massively improves, and it's just clear to me that a lot of that substance that they had in the beginning was just poorly misguided and wasted. And it's hard for me to shake the feelings that I have on that, because that was my initial reception to the movie. You go in and that's what you're watching. And when I say style over substance, the entirety of the time I was watching that first half, I was like, yeah, this probably looked really, really good in the cinema and had that deep, booming, echoey effect on a big screen in a dark room. But watching it at home on a normal TV, trying to pick apart the story, it just felt really flat for me. And I wasn't a massive fan of it. It really, really tarnished my experience. And to be honest with you, you mentioned about being first in line to see a sequel if it was to be so at the cinema. I wouldn't. I'd wait home and I'd check it out on streaming, because I don't feel like it would be one of those movies that I could justify a £30 cinema experience for. I'm sure I'll definitely watch it when it comes out, if it comes out, but I won't be taking the time out of my life to go to the cinema on a night and investing fully real world money and time to see it. It's a cool story, and I hope it goes well, and I hope that the third movie realizes the missteps they had with this sequel. It's not to say it's a bad movie, but had it not been so compromised by the first half of the movie, it would have got a much bigger score from me. I was initially coming into this with a 3.5, but I think having this conversation with you this evening and really fixating on some of the problems that I have, I'm going to bring that down a little bit further, and I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, it's still a solid score. That's not a bad movie. So yeah, good scores for the Black Phone 2. This is our last episode of the year, so once this has aired, you will get our full top 10 movies of the year, what we've deemed are the best movies we've reviewed this year. I'm also going to do the bottom 10, because I think that's funny, because the bottom 10 is just as interesting as the top 10. There are some movies in the bottom 10 that are in people's favourite list of favourite movies of the year list, which is funny as fuck. That is it for 2025. A huge thank you to everyone who supported this year. You're all fucking awesome. We're going to ring in the new year with brand new episodes, slight change to the format, some other new stuff. 2026 is going to start strong as well. We're going to kick things off with a listener request and the final ever edition of Broken Spirit, the questions provided by the listeners for Mark. We're going to
Is that part of my forfeit as well? Why did I have to do that?
You had to do that because Dave won the competition.
Bullshit, man. See, this is what I mean.
To take the plus side, Dave,
show, man. I've had enough.
We get to review. You say that you're gonna backtrack immediately now because we get to review for the first episode of the year John Carpenter's Vampires, as requested by Dave B Movies.
I'm so excited for that because I don't know your stance on that movie, and I know I've said many a times throughout the years how much I love it.
Can I make a confession? I've seen it once. I probably saw it in about 1990.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love it.
I don't remember being particularly fond of it, but in 1990, I was very fond of other movies that are nothing like it. So I'm really excited to go back and watch it because I remember watching it and being like, eh. And I know that's not how I'm going to react this time around.
James Woods is wildly offensive. You're going to love it, mate. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So make sure you tune in next year for the new, for the new, I don't know. It's going to be good. Tune in next year. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful new year and we will catch you all real soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. See you next year.
It's Christmas time, it's the time to be afraid. It's Christmas time, it's time to talk about being named. And on this podcast of horror, we'll spread a little fear. Watch a horror movie now and grab a beer. And then Scott mentions the actress's boobs, followed by Mark saying, come on, dude. This is the place to have fun and say a curse or two. You run podcast horror movie review. Watch a horror, do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run, gosh, Christmas! Do it now, it's Christmas time. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run, gosh, Christmas! To Run Podcast Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.